Hello friends, welcome again for the video sessions on chapter number 5, that is multimedia authoring and data representations from the subject multimedia communication technique, final year electronics and telecommunication engineering in Solapur University, Solapur. So far from this particular chapter we have seen almost all the bits except one, that is nothing but the fundamental concept of audio that is nothing but the color models in video. So let us quickly, we'll revise in a minute what exactly we have seen is we have gone for what exactly multimedia system is, the difference between multimedia and hypermedia, the application of hypermedia, that is World Wide Web. Then we have seen the different protocols as well as the language in writing the web pages, followed by overview of software tools. Then we have seen the graphic and image data representation, in which we have seen what are the different image formats, right from 1-bit, 8-bit gray image as well as 24-bit and 8-bit color images. And then we have seen the different popular file formats, image file format, graphic file format. In that we have seen several including PNP, then JPEG, then TIFF. So all these different image format which are very much popular nowadays, which is used, Windows BMP is there. So all those we have seen inside only. Then we came across the last bit in last video session, that is nothing but color in image and video. In that, in last session, seen color science and the color models in image. In that we have seen two models basically, that is nothing but the additive mixture of color, which is denoted by the RGB model, and followed by the subtractive mixing, which is nothing but the CMY. So let us go in detail what exactly the next bit is, that is nothing but the color module in video. So let us scroll down immediately. So these are the color science that we have seen related to the working of human eye and how it responds to the different colors. Then we have seen two models, that is RGB color model for CRT displays, which focus on this additive mixing. And then last one is the subtractive color model, that is nothing but the CMY model. So the difference, how we have seen how this RGB model cube look like and the CMY model cube look like. Both are almost same, rather they are very much complementary to each other. Then we have seen the transformation also, how one format can be converted into the another model. Now let us go ahead with the color models in video. Now as we have seen the different color formats, different color modules in images, that is RGB and CMY. Similarly, while looking for the color modules in video, where we have basically need to study three different modules, but in order to study those modules we need to quickly get into how the analog version of it work, like in digital or media background. The models that we are going to study is nothing but the YUV model, followed by YIQ model, and YCB and CR model. So all these three modules, if you recall, if you have seen the previous videos as well, so in that we have seen in chapter number 2, unit 2, in which we have seen the different fundamentals of color television system. Rather the chapter title goes with the digital television, but in that we have seen analog television color standards. In that we have seen NTSC, PAL and CCAM. So I think before we get started with YUV color, let us quickly go back to the earlier the color television system standards that we have followed, which is nothing but NTSC, PAL and SECAM, and then we can get back to this YUV model followed by YIQ and YCBCR, because if you recall somewhere, all these things are like U and V. The parameters were there in case of the PAL color television standard, which is CCIRB standard, which India follows. Then we have YIQ, which is nothing but the NTSC standards, which is actually in a United States standards. In that YIQ, that is nothing but the luminance. I and Q were the color different weighing standards. Those also we have seen. And then CB and CR, that comes into CCAM. So let us go back to the analog version of color television standards quickly, because we have already seen that. Let us quickly see what are the different values are there, how basically it work, and then we will quickly join, because as the first line here itself states that methods of dealing with color in digital video, the methods of dealing with colors in digital video derive largely from the older analog methods of coding color for television, and that is what we have seen in 3 different color television standards, which is NTSC, PAL and SECAM. So let us go through it very quickly. So I think we need to switch the PPT here. Okay, so the title number 2, the color standard and digital video. So in that, let us focus only on this bit, that is color standard. So we have seen here the basic working of the television transmitter, where from the RGB value of any video camera will convert it in with the help of a matrix, converted into 2 kinds of signal, that is color difference signal 1 and color difference signal 2, followed by a luminance signal. So if you recall, we have derived these values just because we have to work on the compatibility consideration, that in both ways, like if a signal is color and need to be broadcasted on an monochrome television system, so color video is there but need to be telecasted on the black and white television, then also it should be able to do that, as well as when the black and white or monochrome reception is there or monochrome video is there, which need to be telecasted on the color television, also need to be telecasted properly. So this reverse mapping need to be done, and that is the reason why whenever we work with any color television system standard or any color television video, we ensure that when we transmit the signal, we transmit both signals which are compatible for color as well as the signal which is compatible for black and white television set as well. So black and white and color, so both these kinds of signal we transmit, and that is the reason why here we derive a signal called as a Y signal or luminance signal, and then we derive the color compatible signal which is known as the chrominance signal. So output of any color television system here is Y, that is luminance, that is brightness information, and chrominance, which is nothing but the color information. So that is what we follow in analog. Similarly, we'll follow that into digital as well, where we will be transmitting both, that is analog as well as the color information, that is chrominance, as well as the brightness information, that is luminance. Now how the 2 standards work here. So this is the standard for NTSC, where we use 2 color difference signal, that is weighted color difference signal Q and weighted color difference signal I. So this U and I will be positioned at a certain angle, which ensures that there will be specific sensitivity from the human eye in that particular region, and highly sensitive area will be denoted, or the signals in highly sensitive area will be denoted by letter I, and the low sensitive will be denoted by letter Q, so that whenever we tends to form the bandwidth of the video signal for color television, then we can give more space for the signal which are sensitive, that is nothing but I, and for Q we can accommodate the signals in the lower bandwidth range only. And how we work in NTSC, where we have the signal Q and signal I, and similarly we have here signal Y as well. So output of an NTSC encoder, that is the NTSC signal, NTSC color television system standard, where the video signal will be sent out, will be having two kinds of values. One is nothing but this luminance value, and second here is nothing but the chrominance value. So that is how NTSC works. Similarly, when we look for the PAL system here, now PAL will have two kinds of signal, that is nothing but signal U and signal V, out of which both are having 90-degree phase shift with each other. So they are quadrature modulated, that is shifted by an angle 90 from each other, that is color subcarrier is there. So on color subcarrier as it is, U signal will be mounted, and then after 90-degree phase shift V signal will be mounted. For next line, U signal will be mounted as it is on the color subcarrier, while the color subcarrier will be phase shifted by an angle of -90 for signal I. So that is signal V. That is how U is been formed or constructed or transmitted in case of PAL encoder, where this U signal and V signal will be phase shifted by like U will be sent as it is, but V signal will be phase shifted by an angle ±90°, and that is how the modulation of U and V will be done. Similarly, as in case of NTSC, this signal will remain as it is, that is black and white signal Y will be transmitted, and whenever we form a composite signal, that is the total signal which will be transmitted, that will be having combination of C, that is chrominance signal, as well as it will be having a signal V Y, that is nothing but the luminance signal. So here in case of PAL, we transmit two kinds of signal, luminance and chrominance, and this chrominance signal is derived from two parameters, that is nothing but U and V. So I think this will be enough. Let us quickly look at CCAM also. Now in CCAM we have here two kinds of signal, that is nothing but the color difference signal for red and color difference signal for B, and that is what is done in CCAM. Only change that the CCAM will not transmit both the signals at a time. So it will ensure that first one color difference signal will be transmitted, it will be stored in a memory at the receiving side, and then with the next line, next color difference signal will be transmitted, so that there won't be any problem of the phase shift occur in case of CCAM standard for encoder as well as decoder. And that is the reason why CCAM is the one which does not have any kind of phase error occurred in the transmission. Now this is all about the three different color television standards, that is PAL, NTSC and CCAM. Thing you need to remember from this is for NTSC we will be working with three kinds of signal, that is luminance Y followed by I and Q, and for PAL we will be working with three kinds of signal, that is nothing but signal Y luminance followed by U and V, while for CCAM we will be dealing with three kinds of signal, that is nothing but Y followed by color difference signal for red and color difference signal for blue, that is DR and DB. Now jump back to the digital transmission where we will be covering how different color modules are derived. So let us go back to where we have stopped from chapter number 5. Okay, now we have seen the introductory line, that is color modules in video, in which it is clearly stated that in a digital television or in digital video, the color modules are largely derived from the older analog method or older analog version, and that is the reason why. Let us look at the first color module for digital television, that is nothing but the YUV color module. Now you can easily relate this because U and V and Y both were there in case of PAL television standard which India uses. So initially YUV coding was used by PAL analog video. A version of YUV is now also used in CCIR 601 standard for digital video. Like same was used for CCIR B standard for analog. Now for CCIR 601 we'll be dealing with YUV color module. Now first it codes a luminance signal Y with gamma corrected signal equal to Y dash. Now only difference here is Y won't be only Y signal here, because whenever in digital reception of the video, generally we don't get the original true value of the brightness. So what we do is we go for gamma corrected value of the brightness, where we ensure that even though or there is a certain change in the brightness value actually when the image was captured, so that value can be corrected, or the brightness value can be adjusted for that particular image, which can be done with the help of gamma correction, and which is denoted by letter Y dash. So luminance signal here will not be only pure luminance signal, but it will be brightness adjusted luminance signal, or which is also called as gamma corrected luminance signal. So first it decode a luminance signal Y with gamma corrected signal equal to Y dash, as well as the magnitude of brightness. We need a colorfulness scale, and to this end chrominance refer to the difference between the color and the reference white at the same luminance. That means as in every chroma signal or every color information will be having its two kinds of value. One is its magnitude, which will represent what is the its value of the characteristics for the color, as well as it will also have certain brightness level, so it also focus on that. So how this YUV color model stands? So basically it is represented by the color difference U and V. So here you can see as it has been stated here. So as it is having magnitude of brightness, we need for colorfulness scale. So chrominance refer to the difference between the color and the reference white, same as luminance. So U and V, both the signals here work with whatever this B and R, that is nothing but the color information. From that the brightness value will be subtracted, so that the true sense, the color as well as brightness both will be part of this U and V. So this way a matrix is been formed in which the YUV will be derived from the RGB value, that is nothing but the true color values, and then the luminance and U and V value will be derived. So after scaling down we will reach to this equation that the value U is equal to 0.49 in bracket b dash minus y dash, and v is equal to 0.87 r dash minus y dash. So here dash indicates that those are the gamma corrected value. So this way UV color model work, which almost similarly working as that of the analog version, where three kinds of signal been created, three kinds of signal been generated, that is nothing but luminance value, then U and V, and then ultimately from U and V, with the help of this equation, that is C, that is nothing but the chrominance value or color value, is equal to U cos of omega t plus V into sine of omega t. As here also we go for the quadrature that way. So C value, that is chrominance value, will be getting from U and V. This is how YUV color model work. Then next color module here, that is nothing but YIQ color model. Now as it is indicated in analog version of the NTSC signal, what has been derived is human characteristics for human eye characteristics for identify or responding of different colors is been extracted, where it was observed that human eye respond to several amount of colors very highly. So resolution level for those colors will be very high, as well as there will be certain color where the sensitivity for human eye will be very less. So that way all the different colors been categorized into two ways. Those are low sensitive and those are with high sensitive, and those signals, those colors which are high sensitive, they demand higher bandwidth, those will be separated out, and those are low sensitive, they will demand lower bandwidth, so those will again be separated out. And that is how it was done in analog. Same way it is done in digital, and that is how two kinds of signals been derived, that is I and Q. So YIQ color model, how it works. So YIQ is basically, there is no Y, it is Y dash, that is luminance corrected value or gamma corrected value, is used in NTSC color TV broadcasting, where meaning of these names came from combination of analog signals I, that is in phase chrominance, and Q for quadrature chrominance. Now as we seen, this I and Q are separated by an angle 90 degree. Then U and V are more simply defined, but they nicely define the color differences. They do not best corresponds to the actual human perceptual color sensitivities. So this is what I was talking about. So U and V does not care about which kinds of color are highly sensitive, which are low sensitive. They simply divide those into two different quadrature, that is for U and V. So those with 90 degree angle been, and all the colors been then segregated out. Similarly, for when this NTSC comes, what it has done, it consider the human eyes sensitivity, and then it has divided two kinds of signal, that is I and Q. Although U and V are more simply defined, they do not capture the most to least hierarchy of human vision sensitivity, which is actually done by YIQ. So YIQ is just a version of YUV with the same Y dash, but with U and V rotated by 33 degree angle. Now why this 33 degree angle? Because at 33 degree angle only we will get the certain patches where low and high sensitivity for the color is been observed. And then this equation came forward for I and Q, where the values, the magnitudes will remain same, but it will be rotated by an angle 33 degree to consider the human eyes sensitivity as well. And the last module, which is nothing but the YCBCR module, color module. Now here CBCR stands for the color difference signal for blue and color difference signal for red, which is similarly that we have seen in DR and DB in case of SECAM. So why CBCR transform is used in JPEG image compression and MPEG video compression and is closely related to the YUV transform. So YUV is changed by scaling such that CB is U but with the coefficient of 0.5 multiplying B dash. In some software systems, CB and CR are also shifted that values are between 0 and 1. This makes the equation as follows. So what only thing has been done here is with respect to the YUV is the magnitudes been scaled down. So scaling has been applied by multiplying the B dash parameter or the blue color parameter which is luminance adjusted parameter with gamma corrected by multiplying factor of 0.5, and that is how the new color model been formed, that is this Y, CB and CR, and that is how the equation is, and that is how the matrix format is, which is just a minute. Which is shown as in the last line here, that is Y dash, CB and CR, which is equal to this. This is the amount of scaling been done, worked on R dash, G dash and B dash, and here you can see the differences. The scaling been done with 0.5, and this is all about the entire chapter number 5, that is multimedia